along with Europe and North America, Japan now is also suffering massively when it comes to mass immigration. There were anti-immigration protests all over Osaka and different parts of Japan. And we know by now as well that the mass immigration is only due to labor shortages and the sort of economic principles, which is not the reason to be bringing over tons of people and destroying a culture and heritage in Japan. So, for those who don't know as well, Japan has historically been characterized and as ethnically and culturally homogeneous, with strict immigration policies in regards to the G7 countries. Okay, but the declining birth rate and aging population has prompted the labor shortages, okay, which is now prompting the government to gradually relax immigration rules in recent years. So as of December 2024, which is just this Christmas, now we're in August or September, but back, 6 months ago in Japan, 3.7 million foreign residents, about 4 million people, making up 3% of the total population of 123 million are now immigrants. So 4 million out of 123, which, is still a record high, but obviously they're saying it's lower than other developed countries. But really, here's the thing, guys, Japan wants to keep Japanese guys, their own country. They love their people. It's ethnically and culturally very homogeneous. They have 9 million vacant properties, but these vacant properties are for the ethnically Japanese people. It's a very cheap country to go to. I believe living in Tokyo is only like 900 euro a month, something like that. So it's a beautiful country. I want to visit it very, very badly someday. I think maybe next year we'll be doing a lot of traveling. But it's unbelievable to see that places like Japan now are getting infected with this sort of mass, human trafficking, EU migration, this UN migration. In Europe, it's the EU, but the UN are bringing people in, and the UN are also bringing people into Japan. So let's watch this video, guys, here. This is from the Osaka in Japan. Osaka, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And they are protesting the mass immigration. This was only happened yesterday night. So it's breaking news. And before we get into it, let me put on my traditional Japanese jacket, okay? We got the authentic, the official World Cup Japanese jacket, guys. This is to fight back against the woke communist Marxist left, okay? This is to fight back against the woke communist Marxist left, okay? Here we got the Japanese, the flag, and of course, if you guys can see these things right here, these birds, these are all origami, okay? They're all origami birds, and they used to fight off evil, okay? So we love it. So much love to Japan. Japan is a very similar country to Ireland. It's ethnically and culturally very, very, homogeneous. And, it's a great country to go to. Very, very safe, beautifully safe. Zero crime practically until, of course, a lot of third world crazy war-torn places came into the country. People came into the country. And, it's a beautiful country, great weather, very warm, near the equator. It's one of those countries that you think about of being a beautiful place. It's also an island, okay? And very few countries in the world like New Zealand are islands, same as Ireland. So, it's a great place to visit, and definitely I want to go check it out. Let's see these anti-immigration protests and what they're about, guys. I absolutely love it. Now I'm laughing because of the screaming, the shouting. These are people that are going into war, guys. Japan has been at war. They've had wars in their country. They've had a regime over their country before. Obviously, very different than back then. But they're a tough people, guys. And scary. Very dangerous people. The samurai. Also, the samurai is native from there, guys. Can you imagine we'll have some samurais protesting against the, let's throw samurais against the crazy immigrants. the crazy immigrants that commit crime. Imagine just fighting samurais on the street. Absolutely legendary. And you guys thought it was bad here in Ireland, far right or whatever, maybe in flipping Germany or something, you know, oh, the far right are rising. Wait till the Japanese start rising and getting angry about anti-immigration. You know, we thought it was bad in Ireland with the far right riots in 2023. Wait till the Japanese start rioting, guys. And they start bringing out the kamikazes, okay? They start bringing out the damn kamikaze flipping jets, crashing them into the IPAS centers. Just wait till that starts happening. The flipping, you know, the flipping World War II kamikaze jet pilots crashing into the IPAS centers. I mean, we're talking about stage 5, DEFCON 5, crazy stuff from the Japanese guys. I mean, they can really get their shit going. You know, they are tough people when it comes down to it. So it says here, you know, thousands of people just marched through Osaka, Japan, demanding an end to immigration and even calling on Prime Minister Shigeru Ishibe to resign. Over 3,000 waving Japanese flags, chants for strict laws, anger boiling over years of being ignored. So again, like in Europe, like in North America is changing now with Trump, but like in Europe, we're getting flooded with all the, you know, people from war-torn parts of the world, you know, third world countries, Roma gypsies. We're getting just the worst of the worst coming here. You know, they don't want to be professional. They don't want to work here. You know, this is crazy immigration, obviously, in Europe. But the same thing exactly is happening in Japan. You know, could you imagine 20,000 miles away or 30,000 miles away, however far away Japan is, this a little island, same as Ireland, is being ignored by their government? Absolutely crazy. It says Japan's population is shrinking. Their leaders want to fix it by bringing in foreign workers, same as Ireland. Our birth rates are 1.3 or something, terribly low. But now they want to bring in tons of people, and it's all for the labor market. It's all for the economy. Crazy stuff. Rumors of immigrant settling programs only made it worse. Protests are spreading to Tokyo as well. So crazy. I mean, the Japanese get angry, guys. They are not people to mess around with. I mean, the Japanese, like I said, you know, you see those flipping kamikazes coming over the flipping border. I mean, you see the kamikazes coming over the horizon. You know what I mean? Over that flipping Pacific Ocean. Oh shit! It's time to start running. It says the Japanese First movement have already won elections and ruling party is on the ropes. Amazing. Same as Ireland First. America First. For many Japanese, this isn't just about jobs, it's about holding on to their culture and way of life. Same story everywhere. People are sick of globalist schemes and want their leaders to put their own citizens first. Wow. Absolutely incredible, guys. So this is the first time I've heard of Japanese first, Japan first. And same as Ireland first, you know, put your own people first. You cannot put other people before your own people. Look at the Middle East, you know, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. These countries, they put all their own people first. They may have an immigration rate of, it's massively high, which, you know, these countries can decide what they want to do. In Ireland, it's slightly different. You know, having an immigration rate of 90% probably wouldn't work in Ireland. Definitely wouldn't work, okay, I would say. But, you know, logistically, that would just be absolute nightmare, mayhem. It's about 50-50 now in Ireland, though. So it's getting there. It's getting there. But in these countries in the Middle East, guys, they put all their own people first. You know, imagine if Irish citizens got 50,000 a year, like in Dubai, an Emirati citizen. You know, imagine if Irish people got free houses, you know, like the Emiratis do. You know, then we'd all be fine. We'd all be happy because you're putting your own people first. You have a degree of higher status than the average immigrant. But in Ireland, that is not the case. Everyone's on this bullshit level playing field, and we should not be, guys. My ancestors did not die for this land, for me to become a third world country citizen in my own country, a second class citizen in my own country. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. I don't know how the Japanese do it. The Japanese bow. I used to do judo for 3 years, which also is my favorite martial art. Judo is flipping people, groundwork, and we used to bow every single time before we get on the mats. Okay, before we got on the mats to actually wrestle, we would bow. So much love to all my Japanese people from Ireland. I love you all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. A lot of countries are suffering from this, guys. You know, a lot of countries are suffering from this mass, you know, melting shit pot that we have coming to this place. You know, a lot of places. For just €3 a month can help support me push back against the mainstream media in Ireland, because the mainstream media is dead. Let's be perfectly honest. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.